Poor Cap. I'm sure it must be a family bar. All these girls are there on the waterfront offering their services. They just approached that man. Ah, no, the prices of the clothes, they're 5,000. I mean, this polo shirt is $1.25. And there are some shirts there, Cap, they're 10,000. That's $2.50 for that shirt. And it really blows my mind that you pay with a bill. It has the face of the king, who's quite a unique person. He's a ballet dancer. Good morning, Cambodia. We're going to start exploring my 45th country. Come with me. Let's get a little lost in the city. Just a few minutes after arriving yesterday on the fancy bus, we're going to have to find something for breakfast. It's killing me. The number of tuk-tuks here is impressive. I'm fascinated. In that sense, it's more like China than Vietnam. And besides, almost everything is written in Chinese on a lot of signs. Over there, they're grilling things. I'm going out without my passport, and when I see a soldier, I think, well, whatever, my hotel is right there. Just a few meters from my hotel, there's also a huge market. Man, with all the fish they kill here, dude. Oh no, this is terrible. I went through the worst place. A market that was built by the French. This was a French protectorate. Technically, it wasn't a colony, but a protectorate, and it included all of Indochina. The French invaded here in 1963 and stayed until 1953, and then, well, after that. From there, the monarchy was established with Norodom Sihanouk, who was the previous king of Cambodia and the father of the current king. But in the middle, there was a whole period of the Khmer Rouge with Pol Pot, who was a serial mass murderer. I'll tell you more about that in other videos. And the current king of Cambodia is the son of that king, Norodom Sihamoni, who is quite a unique person. He's a ballet dancer, 72 years old, single. Draw your own conclusions. He was very progressive. Cambodia, and the guy is a king who didn't want to be king. I mean, they put him there and he just had to deal with it. Supposedly, he was the son of the previous king's favorite wife, and that's why they forced him to be king. But the guy kind of didn't want to. He doesn't want to. I mean, he's just there. He wanted to dedicate himself to ballet. He lived in France, studied there, everything. And, well, now he has to put up with being the king of Cambodia. Well, he's had to put up with it since 2004. It's been more than 20 years that he's been on the throne. At least he doesn't have to pay for travel expenses. What they're grilling here is bread tea, which is like something stuffed with pork, so I can't eat it, but that's like fried banana. You speak English, right? Let's see, how do I ask the price? I'm a bit rusty. I'll use Google Translate for Cambodian to see if she understands me. Ah, 3,000 Cambodian, 4,000 is $1, and I get this bunch of bananas. I'm sure it's cheaper, but well, we're not going to bargain. Here we go. Huh? Well, thank you, gracias. I don't know how to say it. I'm embarrassed not to speak the language, but I saw the words and I didn't learn them. Let's try these bananas, and I think we can have a little coffee here. Here we have food prices, but everything has meat and we have coffee. We're going to order a coffee. The small one is 4,000, the large one is 5,000. Well, we'll order a large iced coffee. Hello, hot coffee with milk, large, thank you to drink here. How do you say thank you in Cambodian? Okong, okong, okong. Let's eat one of these roasted bananas while they're still hot. Phenomenal breakfast, huh? Well, the coffee has arrived. Ah, they gave it to me hot. I wanted it cold. Well, I'll just have it as it is. It comes with condensed milk, and they also bring you this hot drink, which is like tea. Yeah, a green tea. Let's say it's really good. Well, I like the coffee and it's hot, but since I'm used to the heat now, it's fine. And having hot coffee when it's hot out is also good. Breakfast, huh? Bananas and coffee and tea all together. They have a payment system here called AvaPay with QR, but I don't have it and they don't accept cards, only AvaPay. Should Super Trooper play when you pay for it? Super Trooper, beams are gonna blind me. This is the dialogue, right? There's silence because we don't talk. Now she'll show me how much. Child labor. This girl isn't of age. 3,500, okay? The poverty in Cambodia is tremendous, and so is child labor. No one is going to call me clueless. I come from Argentina and all, but here there's significant structural poverty. Well, I bought this sponge cake. Let's see how it is. They make it right there. It's really warm, easy to eat, you know. It's good, a complete little breakfast. It cost me 5,000 reals. I love that the currency is called reals. It makes me feel like I'm on a train here. Ethnically, Cambodians are Khmer, which is the majority ethnic group they belong to. There have been minorities, but during Pol Pot's regime, almost all of them were wiped out, and now it's a very, very, very endogamous population. There's practically no mixing. When we look at their faces, there are differences. For example, their features aren't as sharply defined as the Chinese. Still, there are many Chinese things here. Ah, well, look at this set of dishes. The individual plate was $3 and the fork and spoon. We're in Asia, so no knife, $2 for both. So with $5, you get a plate and the 2 utensils. So for $5, you get the set. A set of 6 would be $30, and you get the set of plates for your home. That's the level. The only thing missing is the knife because they don't use it here and the woman is Cambodian. But there's so much Chinese tourism here, which is the main international tourism they get. They end up speaking Chinese. I think it's easier for them to talk to you in Chinese than in English. I went into the market. On its marginal sides, this is the main entrance and its central hall. The construction is impressive. Look, it talks about the Khmer people there. It says, United Khmer, Khmer win. Cambodia needs peace and the national pride of the Khmer from their ethnic origin. The majority of Cambodians here are Buddhists, but during Pol Pot's era, all religions were banned. Everything was absolute madness. That time deserves a separate video. Really here, the Buddhism practiced in Cambodia is Theravada Buddhism, which is a particular doctrine within Buddhism. And the figures really catch my attention, like the way they're meditating and smiling. There is a great economic disparity, a lot of people living in poverty, child labor, and at the same time there are huge towers in the middle of the city. It's like there are a lot of extremes in the social structure and very little middle class. Most people are poor, really poor, and then the rest are extremely rich. Look, that huge building from the time of French Indochina is falling apart, destroyed. We've stopped to eat and we're gonna try one of the typical dishes, which is mipak, which is dried rice noodles. Look at this, let's try it, that thickness. If they come with this crispy fried bread, they're just, I can't even handle it. And another classic dish has arrived here, which is the meatballs. They're hot, so let's wait for them to cool down. Let's grab one with the chopsticks and see how it is. A strange taste I couldn't define. I'm not sure I liked it. Anyway, they explained it to me. You have to dip them in this spicy sauce here, and that's where they'll get their flavor. That made it a bit better, let's say. It improved, but mostly because the sauce is tasty. You know, this sauce has fried meatballs, they have a crust here, and inside is the filling. 22,000 rieles. Lunch just cost me $5.50 at this vegetarian restaurant right in the middle of Phnom Penh. And it really blows my mind that you pay with a bill that has the face of a living king on it. That's wild. Well, with British pounds, it was the same. They had the Queen's face. I don't know if they have the King's face now, but it's really crazy to be in a country with a king. Man, that's intense. We just passed by a public building. There are photos of the king and the king's parents, who are the previous king and his wife, and you can see the king's photo in many places. That's striking. Like in the hotel reception, there are photos of the king. In a lot of little places you go, there's the king's photo. It's like in the African countries I've been to, where you also see the president's photo. In Equatorial, you have the king's photo in a lot of places. The same thing happens in Cameroon, but at least here they admit, hey, I'm the king. It's crazy because in many places they claim their government is democratic. I don't know, it's fine. They had elections that were kind of questionable, but here it's like a king, and not just here. Like Cambodia, go to England, to Spain, and they also have a king, so it's fine. The king's role varies depending on the country, but they have one. I mean, he's the #1 freeloader in those states. Well, this one is also a freeloader who, instead of eating Don Satur, eats caviar, and instead of drinking mate, drinks champagne. But a freeloader in the end. Here we see the flag of Cambodia, which has the Angkor Palace in the center. It's the symbol of this country. And speaking of the monarchy, here we have the royal palace. Inside, supposedly, is where the king of Cambodia, Mr. Norodom Sihamoni, is found. He's here in this spectacular building with all those decorations. I'm surprised not only by the small number of tourists here, but also by how few people there are. There's no one in this area, and it's like the most iconic spot in the city. The building was built and converted in 1860. All of Cambodia's history passed through here, and it has that traditional Khmer style, with all those ornaments on the roofs, very unique and very beautiful. At least the entrance to the building can't be seen, but inside there are a lot of signs warning that drones are not allowed to fly. There's the photo of the king taking office with his parents, crowning him, pouring water on his head, and there is the king sitting on his throne, there, looking good, chat. Still, I imagine him thinking like, man, I wanted to be a ballet teacher and look where I ended up having to put up with all this aristocracy. Fake. And in front of the royal palace, we're going to come across the Mekong River, which is the longest river in Southeast Asia, stretching for 4,800 kilometers. It originates over there in Tibet, China, and then flows through Myanmar and Thailand. It passes through Laos, reaches Cambodia, and finally empties into the Yellow Sea, which happens in Vietnam, in what we know as the Mekong Delta. When I hear Mekong, it sounds like the Ministry of Economy in my head. I'm sitting on this bench, and I feel like being my own boss. Hey, it's really nice. The riverside of Phnom Penh is recreated here. I love it. It's really hot right now, but I imagine that at sunset and at night it gets crowded with people. Here we have all this amazing wiring. I love it. Who knows where each one goes? There are markets everywhere. Wherever you go, market, market, market. Oh wow, the clothing prices. They're 5,000, so that's about $1.25 for this polo shirt. And there are some shirts over there. Let's see. That one's 10,000, $2.50 for that shirt. The price is in dollars, it's not in reais. Okay, thank you. Well, it's $10, still cheap, but I don't know if all the prices are in dollars, like what happened in Asuncion, where they put the prices like that on the clothes. Or maybe he saw I was a foreigner and said, no, $10, buddy, still $10. That shirt is a gift, bro. I took a long nap and it got dark. So let's take a little walk around Phnom Penh on this warm night. It doesn't matter when you say this here because it's always hot. Let's go back to the riverside. They say everything looks really nice over there. You can see some impressive buildings around here. It's growing a lot. Cambodia is growing with inequality. They have a workforce. A worker's salary here is $200. And well, that's also why it's so cheap to eat at these places. And they don't stop working. In fact, look, it's 20 to 8. Right now, it's already nighttime, and you can see they're still working. It looks like they work 24 hours. And this building you see here is the customs office. You fill your motorcycle with sidewalks, and you can hardly get through, and when you finally get past, everyone is eating there, and you also have to go out into the street. Well, look at the message on this tuk-tuk. I defend my motherland. Thailand attacked first. They're kind of having an issue there with Thailand because they got involved with some temples on the border, and there's a whole military conflict there between Thailand and Cambodia a little over a year ago, and I just showed up on the street of chaos. Still, it's a very nice kind of chaos because the best part is that they don't have any music. Oh, there's no loud music, and I love that. That street in Puen where I was staying with the music blasting, it was like, oh, terrible. I like it here because there are places to go out, but it's calm. There's no noise except for the city itself. Look, how interesting this bar is, Power Hub. I'm sure it's a family bar. Hey, is Cambodia coming back? I'm recording this on a Thursday and it's packed. Here we have an outdoor women's hair salon at night. Look, amazing. You come here to get a haircut and you go straight to the club. It's packed. It seems like this is the time to get a haircut after 8 at night. On a Thursday, of course, it's not a Saturday or anything like that. It's Thursday. These streets are full of tourists, but unlike Vietnam, where most of the tourists are American and European, here most of the tourists are Chinese. And all these bars here are full of women at the door, kind of there, a bit suspicious, you know? Unfortunately, prostitution here in Cambodia is huge. In fact, sadly, there are a lot of reports of child prostitution here, which is pathetic. Honestly, those things that happen in these parts of Asia are terrible, really. Ah, the waterfront is beautiful. Look at this, it's gorgeous. There's a hostel and it's really full of people. Unlike when we come during the day, now that it's cool, everyone comes here to walk. All these girls over there are on the waterfront, offering their services. They just approach that man, they start calling you like, hello, hello. It's crazy. It's full of prostitution. I say that word, I don't know if YouTube is gonna block it or not, but that's the harsh reality. I'm just telling you what I see. Dude, I can't cover the sun with my hands. It's what I'm seeing right now. Walking these streets, someone might call me a snitch. Maybe you're watching with your family. This is just how these places are. What can I say? One time a family came to see me at the theater with their kid, and I asked them, hey, what's up? What about when I talk about these things in my videos? And they told me, you're the SE they don't have? For those who aren't from Argentina, Educación Sexual Integral is the comprehensive sex education program that's kind of disappearing from schools. Just to clarify, this part here corresponds to the Tonle Sap River, and that's where it connects and converges with the Mekong, which is exactly the point of convergence and the river current. It depends on the time of year. That's wild. The dance just started out of nowhere. How much do Asians like to dance in public places? I imagine them with the music of the Meneadito. They're doing the Meneadito dance move there. It's awesome. I know there was a bit of a dispute about the Meneadito dance. Apparently, those of us from the southern suburbs dance it in a square, like 2, 2, 2, 2, and everyone else doesn't dance it like that at all. Get ready in the comments. I think that's the real divide. Chatham Walk Street, a street here right on the Costanera, where it looks like everything's happening, all there with little lights, full of people. I came to have a beer right on the Costanera. Let's say a really nice upscale place. The price, $1.75. It looks like a lot of foreigners come here because the prices are listed in dollars right on the menu. Yes, you can pay in dollars if you want. I have local currency, so I'm going to use that. But it seems expensive for Cambodia, super cheap for us in Argentina. Where can you go have a beer for $1.75? And so, with this wonderful view of the river, I'm going to say goodbye to this episode of Un Topo por el Mundo. I hope you enjoyed it. Cheers, we'll keep exploring Cambodia and see you next time.